Very thin, just the bird. Very slow. No speed, no power. Let's go straight into cutting. Good. Okay, so we'll go to a very basic exercise. Just for this first of all, the idea of this exercise is to try and locate the arc and try and connect the arc that I'm doing in the sword with the body. So that the arc in the sword is the same as happening in the body. So what you're going to do is just drop the cut. So you're going to drop through the cut. And what you're looking to do is find the arc in the sword and in the arms, and it actually coming from the body. So you're looking for this kind of movement. So very light, with no intention to cut. You're just going to throw the cut away. Throw the cut away. And look to connect the arc in the, just look for this, very light. Kind of abandon the cut. That's it. So kind of in this case, have no focus in the arms at all. Really just allow the arms to follow. All my focus is in the body and draining the body into the ground. So in terms of weapon work, whatever the weapon is, you need to basically split the focus between what I'm doing in the center and the body and what I'm doing in the hands. So in this case, what you're doing is totally abandoning the handwork. So go totally to the body. So my focus goes wholly in, draining into the ground. So establishing my base and sinking my weight through the body. So just go to this. And really have nothing in the hands at all. Super relaxed, really nothing. That's it. Good. Good. So sometimes it might be useful to think of this as a movement rather than a cut, because if you think of it in terms of cutting, all your focus goes into the slicing cutting movement, and the cut's actually two parts, or the movement's two parts: the raise and the drop down. So think of this as a movement. Really, I need as much focus in the raise. So in this point, the center needs to connect to the sword. This way. So really focus on both parts of the movement. Later it becomes just one movement. And now really focus as much focus on the raise as the cut. Great. Good, good, good. Okay, and now the next step to this exercise is you're going to find the back and you're just going to place the sword. And you're going to place it in a horizontal level. You're going to find the back, place it down. Find the back, place it down. Really no real focus in the hands. All I'm looking for is to find now the extension in the arm and finding the position where the sword finishes perpendicular with the ground. Not perpendicular, parallel. 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 Yeah. You really have the sense of the hips catching the weapon in this case. Give it a try. So no power, just placing. Yeah, good. Great. Good.
Michael, I've got a question.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
You know what? I should have asked this yesterday, maybe, but when you put your foot forward, your right foot forward, what's the distribution of the weight between the back and the front foot, please?
Good question. In terms of when I make the cut, here at this point, I'm kind of 95% in the back leg. Now, as I shift my weight, I distribute it evenly between the feet. So it kind of goes, we talk sometimes about 50-50, but my feeling is my mass is directly between both legs, and my weight is being drained into both legs this way. So
Okay.
I think in terms of a tree, in terms of these are both two roots, and I spread my weight evenly between them. So sometimes we talk about 50-50, but just have the sense of spreading between both. So that means that when I press from the back leg, I don't lose any weight. I just transfer into the front foot. So I'm in all my weight's in the back foot, and then I transfer it into the front foot too. So it's actually all my weight's in both legs at the point of the cut. That's clear. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna try. That's good. Good. Now just go to adding the focus. So basically, as we do it normally, I'm gonna come to here and focus with the hands. Here and focus with the hands. My focus now is on the draining in the body and the focus in the hands. This. We're gonna kind of come together now. This way. This way. I want the focus in the hands to have a solid base in the ground. Okay. So now really focus on the center, draining down into the ground, and the sword's going to kind of slot into this base. Hopefully developed a good base. Now just slot the sword into the base. Yeah. You should really have a feeling that the sword hits the ground. So my feeling is of impacting into the ground. Impacting the ground. Oh, it's this way. This way. Yeah. And both hands come together at the same time. So they both squeeze on the cord. This way. So, great. So if you're a beginner or you're kind of working on just the form and learning the kind of coordination, what we tend to tell you is that everything goes together. So that the hands and the feet move together. Hands and the feet move together. And everything you want to just unite into one movement. So it all happens together. All happens together. If you're more senior or you've got a lot of experience with the movement, really try and work on a flexible connection. So it's really not that everything moves together. This creates a kind of stiffness later. But what you want to do is unlock the coordination and make the connection more flexible. And you're really working on now a kind of quality of flexibility where the hips initiate and the hands follow. So look now for a sense of waving through the movement. So you go from the center to the periphery. Center, periphery. Work on this kind of connection. But the focus at the beginning is of uniting the body. Hands move with feet. But later the connection's much more flexible. Good. Good. Great. Good. Very nice. Good. Okay, so we got the second Saburi. So in 2 clear steps, in the Kamai, you're gonna roll back with the body, back, and cut in forward. So this is Shomenuchi work. Follow the center line of the body and finding the ground. So rolling back, putting down. Yeah, nice. 2 clear moves. Jodan Kamai. Each time come back into Kamai. So the cut happens and then go into a Kamai. Okay, give it a try. Good, right. So the kind of difficulty in this movement, in the first suburi is a kind of perfect movement just for finding the ground and placing the cut down. Now because of the advancing the step, and stepping as I lose it, in my energy goes forward and I lose the down. So in this case, really work on pressing the hips down into the ground. So feel that the movement of the hips goes underneath the ground this way, but it doesn't kind of skip forward and then find the down. So really work on as if you're underneath the ground this way, and then the hip press underneath the weapon, and not kind of bounce over the top. Yeah, just work on this kind of curling underneath, like a wheel. Basically use the body like a wheel, like the underside of this way. This way. Yeah, give it a try. Don't lose the down in the forward. Right, good, good, good. Hey. Wait. Oh. Good, great. Okay, nice. So we're going to skip to number 4. We're going to do this just in this on the spot, on the same spot. So in this case, you bring the feet together and find the back, and then you're going to bring the back hip backward. You're going to bring the feet together, finding the back, and then a posture. So each time it's touching on the left side and the right side. Yeah, just on the spot. Together, touching down. Together, touching down. Yeah, give it a try. For the fourth Saburi, but on the spot. Still Shomenuchi work. So keep it center line, straight down. Good. Nice, nice, nice. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, good. You're going to take it now into a step. So each time you're going to find the back, step forward. Really take your time in this point. Don't rush the cut. So give yourself time between the cuts. Find the back, down. When you reach the end of your room or outside, rotate. Keep looking for a step. Just yeah, give it a try. So this is the still Shomenuchi work, working on advancing. Step left and right. Good. Good. Good, good. So in the case of this suburi, also keep it very straight. So with the footwork, in order to really practice the hami from here, keep the foot down a line. Actually use the line as if I'm walking down it this way. But don't weave the line in this case. This is for attacking later. In the case of the hip work, much better to be on the line. And then I force the hip to really have to open out. So as I move, now the hip needs to really open as I go. Open as I go. If I go off the line, the tendency is to use kind of more block hips. And I want the hip to be really flexible in this movement. So the hip's going to kind of swing. Yeah, so. Good, good, good. Good, good. So all the work we've done actually this week has all been Shomenuchi work with the sword. So we'll go to the Shomenuchi cut now. All I want you to do is look at the transition between Shomenuchi work, which follows the center line of the body, and now you're going to go into Yokomenuchi work, which cuts a diagonal across the body this way. So it's opening the cut out now. You've got Shomenuchi, which is straight through the body, and then I open the back hip out a little bit more, and it arcs through the body this way. So the cut now is happening. The body. Yeah. Still use the top of the head, and I center the cut, but I open the hips out much more this way. So Shomenuchi, the hips are working this way, and in Yokomenuchi work, the back hip opens out. So you're working in this way, and not this way. So just explore. In this case, do a few cuts Shomenuchi. And then open it out, Yokomen. Yokomen. The cut is the change is subtle, so it's not a big change, and it's not a change that in the arms, but it's a change that I make in the hips to accommodate the sword. So the hip opens out. So just try a few Shomenuchi, Yokomenuchi. Really get a clear distinction. The changes in the hips. Okay, good. Good. Now, for the fifth saburi, you advance each time, right? But again, we do it just on the spot. So from here, you're just going to bring the feet together and then draw them down. Bring the feet together, draw them down. And as you do it, the tip of the sword goes circularly above the head. In this case, you don't find the back. Use the top of the head as the focus point. Here, open the back hip out. And the Yokomen. Just focus on the hip work, bringing the feet together, cutting back. Together, back. It's really an exercise for the hips. This way. Finding the Yokomen uchi. Yeah, give it a try. Just on the spot. The fifth saburi. But just be careful in this case because it looks like the arms are doing a lot. What can tend to happen is the arms start to take over the movement. They start to do things like this. So I start to kind of move the arms around or do these kind of things, twisting out of the body. It's not necessary. The hands follow the hips. So it's that my hips are pressing in and the sword follows my hips. I don't do anything with the hands. So I don't raise the arms or do anything like this. I just let the hands follow the hip. So just work as an exercise for connection. The hands connect and I just move. The hands connect and I just move. But they follow my hips. I don't really do anything with it. This happens. And then I just increase the raise. So it's a question of connection, not of doing it with the arm. Just work on this. This kind of connection. Yeah, give it a try. The arms to initiate. Always round, hips, hands. This kind of order. That's it. Good, great, nice, nice, keep going, good. Good.
Michael, I can't see you.
Okay, can't see.
Sorry, can you just show me front, because I just want to see what the tip of the sword looks like when you're doing it. Is it going like up and then to the right, or?
Show me what you're doing at the moment. Just say.
I think I'm doing this.
Okay, yeah.
And then this.
Yeah. In this case, that kind of worked for like Shomenuchi. So the raise is this way. The connection to the hips is kind of straight. In this case, what I'm doing is curling the hip. So as I do that, the sword goes this way. Yeah. With the tip, nice little. Actually, passes around in a circle this way. Right. So the hand following the hip does this, and then in doing that, the tip literally. So you see how the tip moves this way. So it's much more circular movement. Later, this functions as a protection as I go back. So as I step in, it protects the head as I go. Okay, it's really a movement that's initiated from the hip. Yeah, you can see.
Okay. Thank you.
Give it a try. Yeah. That's it. Good. Keep going. Good. Good. Okay. So normally the Saburi you do repetition of 4 or 3. In this case, you're just going to start from the right side. Just going to take 1 cut and finish this way, and then rolling back. So each time you're just going to take 1 step, 1 cut. The right side, stepping on the left, cutting down. This way. Just 1 cut. 1 step, 1 cut. Give it a try. Yep. So 1 cut. Starting the right side, cutting on the left. Oh. Okay. In terms of the footwork specifics, put the focus into the knee, especially the back of the knee. What I don't want to happen in this case is to go beyond the foot with the knee. So I don't want to kind of press forward with the knee. This means I'm kind of coming out of the ground. I lose the structure. So in this case, what I want you to do is focus on the back knee, and the heel. And what I do is press into that. So I press into the knee, and I press out from that position. Here. So back and down. Here. But don't kind of come forward from the knee to the ground. The more pressure you can generate down, the more power you generate. So think of first establish the base, the root, and then you press forward with it. Work on this kind of quality. This. So it's still compression work. You don't come out of the ground at all. Give it a try. Just focus on the back of the knee. The back of the knee and the heel. Great. Okay, then exactly the same. You're just going to shift to the left side and just 1 again. So stepping, cutting down. Stepping and cutting down. They're nice and calm. 1 cut, 1 step. And on the just right. Morning.
Is it Yokomen or Shomen?
Yeah, this is a Yokomen. Yeah, these are both Yokomen. This is the fifth Saburi, just with one step. So, Yokomen work. Yeah, good. That's it. Okay, good. Now, just combining. You're going to start the right side. Yeah, and just either take 3 or 4 steps. If you can't, 2 is fine also. Just take as many as you can. You step, step, step. When you do rotation, this is a Dominucci. So rotate and find the center line. And then go into Yokomen. Yokomen. When you rotate, Shomen. Oh, gonna. Yokomen. Uchi. Just alternate each side, left and right. Yokomen Uchi. Okay, so there's kind of interesting problem in the movement, or in general, there's kind of 2 beats in the body, or two speeds. My hands or my arm, my legs. My arms are faster than my legs. Obviously, they're lighter, and the connection to my brain is actually shorter. So they move faster, and the legs move slower, they're heavier, and they're lower down. So what tends to happen is my hands go, and my legs are kind of trying to catch up. What you need to do is unite both of the rhythms. So the rhythm of the legs being slower and the rhythm in the arms being fast. Try and bring them together. So try and work them so that they come together. But don't allow the arms to dominate the movement. This will pull you out of your bed. So just take your time, nice and slow. Really focus on bringing these rhythms together. 2 beats. The beat in the footwork, there's a beat in the handwork. So they have different kind of notice it, and then try and synchronize the rhythms. Give it a try. Good. Okay, so we'll look at going from basic practice to a flowing pattern in this. The change is all in the hips and in the footwork. So the basic Kihon basic is to come in and really establish the base in the back foot firmly, and then go again. So each time establishing the base. When you move into flowing work, in this case here, as I find the cut, my back heel does not reach the ground. So I just press into the ball of the foot and I press out. So each time you see the back heel is not on the ground, I cut and then I press out of it. Yeah. So if you're more senior, just explore this possibility, pressing out this way. So the cut's now more flexible. You find the cut, yeah, and you just press out from the ground. You can do 2 or 3 cuts. 1, 2. Okay. And have a feeling that the pressure in the cut is in the foot and it presses you out. So that the impulse from the cut transfers to the ground and into the foot. Yeah, give it a try. You can stay basic or you can go into a more flowing form of attack. The transition is made in the feet. Good. Nice. Yeah, and we're used to doing this is basically how you attack in the kumitachi later. So the training in the body is used to kind of coming off the line and doing this kind of work. For now, just explore being on the line. Makes the hip work much harder, but really have a sense of moving down the line. So just to practice the hip work, really try and follow the line. If you can do this on the line straight, you can weave easily. So the best thing is to keep it as straight as possible down the line, and then you can open it out later. The hips, the connection between the hips to the hands. Great. Okay, good. So we'll explore the same cut, a Yokomen with a slightly different footwork pattern. So we're going to open the footwork out. This is the movement you'll find in the 5th kumitachi. So more opened out strike. My intention here is now at a much wider angle. So normally the Yokomen attack's very fine. I find a very slight angle, 15 degrees. In this case, try and go beyond 90. Here. So your right side forward, really from the back foot, coil into the ground. So that's going to kind of move in, find a different angle. Explore the width of the angle. So the bigger the better. It means I can be more flexible. But start with small and increase the angle of the cut. So stepping from the back foot, coiling around. So see a neck from the back. Nice. Nice. Good. And then just to open the movement out, you're gonna now change the attack so that it's a low attack. This is an attack for the back of the knee later. So in this case, you're gonna raise in. You're gonna slice down this way. This is a slightly more of a slicing movement, or this is either an impacted blow to the side of the knee, or with a katana, this is a slice to the back of the knee. So with the bokken work, this is an impact blow to the side of the knee this way. So the same footwork here, but just open it out. The knees and heads are really gonna drop. So the adjustment is made in the hip. This way. So it's still Yokomen work, it's just opened out. Here. Oh. Give it a try. Bless you.
Thank you.
Good. Nice.
Michael?
Yeah, sure.
One question. In this attack, if I go to the knee, is
Yeah.
my weight still in the middle of my body? It's not more on the front foot in this attack to the knee?
Your weight. Yeah, good question. Look to find a position where my weight is going to blend into both legs. So my weight here is in the middle here. Think all the time in terms of making an impact. I want the weight to be spreading evenly here, this way. And if during the impact my weight's in one foot over the other, the power of the impact is going to be lessened. Not bad, but what you want to do is try and equalize out this one very briefly, and then later in movement, I press into both, and then I shift the weight. But at the moment of the impact, my base needs to be spreading. Yeah. The same as with the kind of atemi work. My base needs to be spreading into both, and hopefully I have both roots down. It's possible with one, but you want for stability and power, spread into both. In this case, spread into both. This way. Yeah.
Thanks. This is clear. Thank you.
Keep going. Thank you. Good. Nice. Good. Great. Good.
Michael, it's Serena. I have a question, please.
Yeah.
How do you, when you finish that bit of the cut to the knee, what's the angle of your bokken?
Yeah, in this case, you can see. The angle in this case is here. So I'm actually in the same angle as I would be in a Shomenuchi. Why the change is actually made with the hips and the legs this way. So I'm actually in the same position or the same angle as I would with a normal Yokomenuchi. But what I do is adjust the hip this way. This way. You see that? This is my angle is this slightly wedged. It's like that. It's like that, but I'm
Okay.
bringing the legs down to arc it.
Okay. So the bokken isn't actually, it's at a slight angle going.
Think in terms of impact. When I make impact on something, I want the sword to be straight here. So I want the impact to be like this. If it's at an angle like this, if I make the impact, it bounces off. It will do this. In this case, what I'm doing is attacking the center, but I'm attacking it at an angle. But I'm still attacking the center this way. But if I attack it at an angle, we'll do that. But what I want to do is that. So in this case, I'm slicing at an angle, but I'm impacting for the center, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. I like the ball demonstrations. Very good. Thank you.
Whatever. It's a really good point. We'll I'll just make a point about this. Actually, in the dojo, I've got a big yoga ball, like a big inflatable yoga ball. So, and it's really, we use it as a kind of light tanranuchi. Whatever you do, whatever cut you make, you're always trying to impact the center. So I'm always trying to hit the center. One of the problems with the Yokomenuchi is that I start to kind of hit at an angle. So it's not actually it's not hitting at an angle, but it's hitting the center from a different aspect. So I'm rather than hitting here where your Yokomenuchi, I take a different angle. So this line on the ball, but I'm still attacking to the center. Hopefully you can see.
Yes.
So all the time, Yokomen, Shomen, whether you're doing a kind of a Gedan, Yokomen, anything, you're really attacking the center. You're always trying to impact the center of the body. That's one of the differences, or one of the things we're training in terms of connection is center to center connection. I'm trying to connect my center to the attack and to the receiving side of it, which is the same in taijutsu or weapon work. It's just very clear in the sword work.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. That's nice. So the very last thing, last couple of minutes, just freely, you can work with Shomen or Yokomen, just move and cut. Move and cut. Move. And start to open the movements out. This way. This way. This way. Yeah, just work on Yokomen, one attack, exploring different possibilities. this way. Yeah, give it a try. Last minute. Oh. Nice. And the very last thing, last 30 seconds. Link together. 2 or 3 or 4 tags. Just link them together. So now move it. And really with a sense of finish. Keep it short, so 2 or 3 movements. Hey. Oh. Just work on fluidity now. Hey. Hey. And yeah. So do 2, 3, or 4. Don't go too many at a time. Keep it short and concentrated. Good. Nice. Right. Okay. Good. So we'll take a bow out. Doうもありがとうございました。
どうもありがとうございました。
Right.
More, we go to